Attention passionate Philadelphia fans, latest news from EASFS. Something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on the Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's get to the facts, or let's get to the news. Today, I want to talk about someone whose rise in the NFL has been nothing short of remarkable. Reed Blankenship, a name that many Eagles fans have come to admire, especially after that unforgettable Super Bowl victory. You see, Reed wasn't a high-profile draft pick, nor was he expected to make such an impact so quickly. In fact, he entered the league as an undrafted free agent, a guy fighting to find his place, fighting to prove his worth every step of the way. And what did he do? He defied all odds, earned a spot on the roster, became a key contributor on Philadelphia's defense, and ultimately lifted the Lombardi Trophy as a starting safety. In Super Bowl 59, that's the kind of story NFL dreams are made of, the kind that inspires young players across the league. But this is where things get complicated, and I want to explain this to you because it's a story still unfolding, and one that could have major repercussions for the Eagles' future. Despite his incredible impact on the field, Reed Blankenship finds himself in what many would call contractual limbo. It's not just about money, it's about respect, valuation, and the long-term future of a player who has proven he can perform at the highest level. Right now, Reed is earning around $3.5 million per year, a figure that doesn't even come close to reflecting his contributions, his production, or his potential market value. It's a stark contrast when you look at the numbers he posted last season. Reed Blankenship's rise from undrafted free agent to Super Bowl champion should be the kind of success story that guarantees a player's long-term future with an organization. Instead, the 26-year-old safety finds himself in contractual limbo, earning just $3.5 million per year, while the Eagles remain silent on extension negotiations. With his current deal set to expire after the 2025 season and training camp approaching fast, Blankenship's situation has become one of the most compelling stories surrounding Philadelphia's title defense. As far as I know, there's been no talk of a contract extension, said Eagles insider Anthony DeBona during a recent live stream of the Phillies special show. According to a source, there have been no discussions between the Eagles and Reed Blankenship so far. The silence is particularly shocking, considering Blankenship's contributions. On February 9, 2025, he started in Super Bowl 59 and recorded 3 combined tackles, 1 solo, in the 40-20 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. He earned the first Super Bowl ring of his career. His path to championship glory included spectacular playoff performances, 11 combined tackles, and a forced fumble in the wild-card win, followed by 7 combined tackles and a fumble recovery in the NFC Championship game when the Eagles defeated Washington 55-23. Blankenship's production during the regular season paints the picture of a high-end starter being paid like a backup. He finished the 2024 season with 78 combined tackles, 60 solo, 6 pass deflections, and a career high for interceptions in 15 games, all as a starter. In his first 2 seasons as a starter, Blankenship totaled 191 combined tackles, 17 pass deflections, and 7 interceptions. The only other players in the NFL to match those numbers in that span were Julian Love, 130-20 seconds, 7, Jesse Bates, 130 for 21st, 10, and Xavier McKinney, 100 for 20 seconds, 11. Yet in 2025, Blankenship is set to earn just $1.4 million in cash, far below market value for a player of his caliber. The safety market has changed drastically in recent years. Analyst projections suggest that Blankenship could command around $15 million per year, with some speculation he could even reach the $20 million range if he has a career year in 2025. A more realistic target might be closer to $12 million annually, about $36 million over 3 years, a massive jump from his current deal. The Eagles' approach becomes even more intriguing when evaluating their depth chart. After trading C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans, the Eagles are left with a relatively inexperienced secondary. Their current top cornerbacks, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Kelly Ringo, are all 23 years old or younger. At 26, Blankenship is now the veteran leader in Philadelphia's secondary. stepping into greater responsibility amid major roster turnover. His leadership will be crucial if the Eagles hope to repeat as champions with a rebuilt, youthful, and inexperienced secondary. The Eagles currently have $30.7 million in available cap space, making their inaction on Blankenship's contract more a matter of choice than restriction. The organization appears to be betting it can sign him at a discount or pivot to a cheaper alternative. It's a calculated risk that could backfire if Blankenship delivers another high-impact season and hits the open market in 2026 for a player who has consistently exceeded expectations. The lack of extension talks represents more than just business. It's a statement on how Philadelphia values players who deliver in their biggest moments. As training camp approaches, the Eagles' silence might be the loudest message of all. So far in his career, Eagles safety Reed Blankenship has defied the odds in remarkable ways. In just 3 seasons, Blankenship went from undrafted free agent out of Middle Tennessee to a starter on a Super Bowl winning defense, a career path as rare as it gets in the NFL. In fact, he has played into Super Bowls in his first 3 seasons. During that time, the Eagles' investment in Blankenship has paid off immensely. Over his first 3 seasons, Blankenship started 30 for games, including 15 in each of the past 2 seasons, and totaled for interceptions in 2024 and 8 career interceptions in that span. He's made roughly 1 point for $6 million in average annual salary, and just for $0.4 million in total career earnings, and is set to make only 1 point for $7.5 million in 2025. That's an unbelievable bargain for a team trying to stretch its money on defense, ahead of major extensions for All-Pro defensive tackle Jalen Carter and others. Bleeding Green Nation projects Blankenship to receive a 3-year, $45 million contract extension, with $20.5 million guaranteed. Getting close to that number could be another story. Blankenship now faces a critical career crossroads. One option is for him to play out his underwhelming current deal with the Eagles and hope that free agent money is still there in a year. There's another, more complicated route he could take. Ryan Leary of Yahoo believes Blankenship should play hardball with the Eagles and hold out of training camp until he secures a new deal. Eagles rookies and veterans are set to report to training camp on July 22nd. With a lot of leverage currently on his side in the negotiating room, Blankenship should seriously consider waiting for training camp to begin before attempting to push for a deal. Leary wrote on July 3rd, "That's not to say it will happen. Blankenship seems like a tireless Eagle, and he's definitely one of the team's top locker room leaders. Now that veterans like Darius Slay Jr. and C.J. Gardner-Johnson have moved on. But this is how business gets done in the NFL, and while Blankenship could bet on himself and put the team in a tough spot come 2026 free agency, you could argue the time is now to try to force the team's hand. In no uncertain terms, holding out would be the worst decision Blankenship could make. Trying to force one of the NFL's most generous owners, Jeffrey Lurie, and one of its most ruthless general managers, Howie Roseman, would be, in effect, professional suicide. Blankenship named most underrated player in the NFL. Jonathan